Welcome to day 81 of our BitClout journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother, Brian. And, the last day or two, we haven't really seen too much going on BitClout. I think, we're in that waiting period between the deflation bomb and the second timer that's been counting down and is going to come to an end tomorrow, Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern time, I believe.
How are you after that bomb? Did you have any effects? Did you get
Yeah,
any?
I was actually in the fallout shelter when it went off, so we're all good.
Yeah, I was too, luckily. I just made it in time. I saw Raj posted about it, and I was like, gosh, I have like 2 minutes. So I ran down to the fallout shelter, and I'm okay.
Okay. Now I lost my train of thought. Okay, so we assume that the deadline marks the first official exchange listing for BitClout on blockchain.com. We don't know this for sure. Nobody said that. I'm assuming that. Are you assuming that?
Yeah, so tomorrow, 6 a.m. Eastern time, the second counter is ready to hit 0. All indications point to it being a listing on blockchain, an exchange listing on blockchain. Is it possible it could be something else? I guess it's possible, but even when you go to the Buy BitClout link, there's a link to blockchain. It says something about our big announcement coming. I can't imagine it not being a listing on blockchain.
So what happens when it gets listed on blockchain? Does the price of BitClout go up, down, left, right?
I've been going back and forth on this. Initially, I thought it might jump. Then I'm thinking there could be some VCs that are wanting to get out. They could list it and sell in there. I don't think there's a lockup period. So the venture capitalists that bought in, I don't think they have to hold for a certain amount of time. I would assume they will hold for a certain amount of time just because they likely believe in the platform, but it's possible they could list on an exchange. It could drive the price down. But I think that the legitimization of BitClout from being listed on an exchange is going to drive in a lot of crypto traders, even if they're not on BitClout.com. They could begin trading the crypto. I mean, all these other, if you want to call them shit coins, are basically based off of the coin themselves. There's nothing else backing it up except the idea behind the coin. But this has a whole platform, a whole social media network behind it. And that's all on the blockchain as well. So I think that there's added incentive to kind of speculate on the BitClout coin.
Well, it's kind of beyond speculation for BitClout, whereas other cryptos are all speculation, where BitClout actually has a product and the crypto goes with that product and we can see that product with our own eyes. It's not like you say, okay, in 5 years from now, they're going to have a service that does this or that, and it's going to legitimize this cryptocurrency. BitClout has been legitimized already as a cryptocurrency, it's on this platform. Whether you think the platform is going to succeed or not, that's another, you could have a different opinion.
Yeah,
but it's legitimized as a crypto. So I think that's really going to encourage traders to feel more confident about it. How much they put in, who knows? Is it going to offset the amount that people sell? Who knows? It's all going to be on supply and demand. Supply just got shocked, it just got cut. So it's really all based on demand now, if you think about it. If there's a demand for BitClout and people are signing up for the platform and want to purchase creator coins, the demand's going to go up and that's going to cause the price to go up. So it's going to be interesting.
Something I think most I think crypto speculators are missing on this one is that you actually have an investment thesis that backs it. So it could actually drive in a lot of investors that say, hey, maybe I'm not totally into trading crypto, but I do like the idea of a decentralized social media platform based on the blockchain. The only way I can invest in it is by buying the BitClout coin. And I think that could drive the price up ultimately. I could see it dipping initially and then bouncing and then slow, steady rise from here on out for quite a while. Now, this isn't investment advice, but that's kind of how I see it happening.
Well, let's say that BitClout, let's say that it didn't use its own cryptocurrency, and say it just used PayPal or something instead. And they were going public selling shares, and their IPO was on Tuesday. don't you think people will be buying and speculating that's going to be a successful social media platform? Even if you're not 100% sure, you're going to take that chance and invest in those shares because it's a new social media platform, a completely different idea and way it works. So you can kind of view BitClout going on exchange as the IPO of BitClout, because other than the venture capitalists who had the early opportunity to invest, this is when the public has a chance to really invest into it.
Yeah, and right now if you want to look at like market caps, the market cap of BitClout is somewhere around like 1.8 to maybe slightly over 1.8 billion. And so you can look at that as a valuation. Like if this was actually a IPO company IPOing, would it be valued at more or less than $1.8 billion? And I would venture to say probably more. And I base that off of Clubhouse. Now, Clubhouse launched sometime late last year, and it's grown substantially, but it was, I believe there was actually an offer to buy them out for $8 billion. I think was it by Twitter? I think it might have been by Twitter, for an $8 billion valuation on Clubhouse. So, I mean, I'm not saying you can really compare the two, but they kind of.
So if you were to set the price, the valuations the same and use BitClout as the share price, what would be the value of BitClout?
It would be about $800 a coin.
That's interesting.
Give or take, like 770 or something like that.
That's an interesting thing to look at.
Yeah, I mean, and there's going to be people that value it in different ways, but I mean, that's kind of just to give you an idea of if you were evaluating it on like a IPO basis, that's kind of how like you're going to look at future revenue streams and all that. So it's a little bit different because you're not by buying you're not getting a future revenue stream. You're just getting a chunk of the crypto. So it's different. You don't want to do one-to-one like that, but
yeah, I mean, two different types of situations where one's a corporation or a private entity that's looking to create and generate revenue, where BitClout, it's a cryptocurrency that all the creators own a part of and all the creators take a part of. So it's different, but it's an interesting thing to think about. So there have been a few little updates made to BitClout over the last few hours. Notifications were down for, I don't know, probably 6 hours or so, I think. They were delayed, and they've been back, and now the notifications every time you get a diamond, I noticed that they put the value of that diamond. So if it says Krasenstein gave you 1 diamond, it also has in parentheses it says approximately 0.001 or 0.01 for a penny. So they're kind of giving the value of each diamond now, which I think is interesting, especially for new people who come into the platform and don't really know what a diamond is or what they're getting.
Yeah, and this is just another tool to help people on board and explain to them what's happening and get them excited. Hey, this guy just gave me a penny, or this guy just gave me 90 cents for this post. I mean, that's awesome, and they can see the value that these posts are kind of adding up for them. And then this other change, which I really like, they added a trend link on the left sidebar right under the home link, and this actually shows you recall like the scoreboard on the side where it shows the leaders. It shows the same leaders: the top diamonded, the top daily gainers, and the top what am I trying to say? Top platform projects, and it lists them, but you can keep scrolling. So now you can see the top daily diamonded and the top daily gainers, but instead of just the top 10, you can see the top 100.
So you can kind of see if you're like how close you are to entering the top 10. Like maybe you're number 15 and you only need to give another 10 diamonds to move up to the number 10 position. So I think that's really cool, because it's going to give people an opportunity to see how far they are from reaching that top list. And it might encourage people to give more diamonds.
And it also helps find other creators. Like if you go down the list of top daily gainers, you can see up and coming creators on the platform. So before you could only see the top 10, now you can just keep going and going and going and see, maybe you can find some value. Maybe you can see, hey, well, this person's shooting up. Let's see why. Go to their account and explore, and maybe find a new coin you want to buy.
Yeah. So I think that's it, right? Is that it for news?
Yeah, I'm guessing tomorrow we're gonna have a pretty big morning, so stay tuned for that.
All right, well, thanks. That was day 81, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.